JamesC64. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. In this video we're talking about wind breathing from Demon Slayer. So we're going to start off by saying we've talked about 3 out of the 5 core branch offs from Sun already. We've talked about water, thunder and stone breathing. Now we're moving on to wind breathing, and we're talking about wind breathing itself in this video. So let's talk about the users first, which are Sanemi Shinezugawa and Masuchika Kumeno. Masuchika is actually, him and Sanemi met while on a mission tracking down the same, well they weren't, Sanemi wasn't on a mission, but they were both tracking down the same demon, and they ended up meeting. Masuchika seen quite good potential in Sanemi, and he was very impressed by him, so he sent Sanemi to a cultivator. Now you might be thinking, what's a cultivator? A cultivator is somebody who is a retired member of the Demon Slayer Corps who is teaching the next generation, getting them ready for final selection and getting them ready to fight demons. A great example of this is Urokodaki. Now Urokodaki is a retired Hashira, but they do not need to be a former Hashira to have this job. They just need to be unable to fight demons because of old age, or they're retired for some reason. Like Zenitsu's grandfather has this job, but he just does it because he's injured. Do you know? So it's just simple. Tengen might end up becoming a cultivator because without an arm he's not going to be able to fight, but he can still teach the next generation. So that's what a cultivator is. Now let's go back to wind breathing and start from the start there, because I wanted to talk about the cultivator first. But like I've said, we have talked, wind breathing is one of the 5 core branch offs from sun breathing, and it has 2 branch offs from it, which are beast breathing and mist breathing. Oh god, I'm going to leave that in. We'll talk about those in another video. Let's get straight into talking about wind breathing. The whole idea about wind breathing is you're kind of copying, emulating and creating the power behind wind. You imagine you're creating typhoons and tornadoes. This is, similar to all the other ones, except with the other ones it's all imaginary and it's visual effects for us to understand it. With wind breathing, they do strike with force enough to manipulate the wind around them, copying their actual abilities. So this is the only one that comes close to actually generating its own element, or the element it's named after, which is really, really cool. And where did wind breathing come from? Just like most of the core 5, wind breathing came from when Yoruichi Suzukuni joined the Demon Slayer Corps, which is referred to the golden age of the Demon Slayer Corps. I will never get tired of saying that. But when he joined the Demon Slayer Corps, he came with his sun breathing that he already had, that he created himself. He tried to teach it to his new / current, Demon Slayer members, his fellow Corps members, but unfortunately they lacked the natural talent that Yoruichi had, so they were unable to learn sun breathing. He then focused on each one of his friends' individual strengths and talents, or strengths and weaknesses, and they then created separate breathing styles for each person, which were later on named down the line by said individual. So that's exactly where wind breathing comes from. So it's quite an old breathing style, which is cool. Like a lot of the core 5 have come from the golden age. I think all of the core 5, but I'm going to say a lot just in case. So let's talk about, you do a lot of circular and rotational movements while using wind breathing. Now it's time for the forms. There are 9 forms for wind breathing. Yeah, it's a lot, but let's get straight into them. With the first form is Dust Whirlwind Cutter, which is a fast dash forward, slashing in a horizontal cyclone. Yeah, that's what it is. So number 2 is Claws Purifying Wind. So how it works is that whoever's the user will lift their sword above their head, and they'll strike downwards. They'll strike vertically 4 times, which gives the representation of a claw. Number 3 is Clean Storm Wind Tree, which is a whirlwind of slashes that kind of surround the user, and they just slice everything in a particular radius. Number 4, Rising Dust Storm, which is several slashes that are released above the user's head but below the enemy, or in this case the demon. Moving on to number 5, which is Cold Mountain Wind, which is a several arched slashes that increase in size above the target. Now, number 6 is Black Wind Mountain Mist, which is an uppercut slash that creates a tornado of smaller slashes that quickly get performed. Number 7 is Gale Sudden Gust, which is a leap in the air while swinging your blade to make a strong gale force wind. Pretty straightforward, to be honest, for the name of this one. And then number 8 is Primary Gale Slash, which is a leap in the air again while doing large circular slashes. Okay, and then on to number 9, the final form for wind breathing. Number 9, Identitate Typhoon, which is a backflip up into the air, and while you're upside down, the user lets out lots of powerful circular slashes. So that is everything about wind breathing. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you want to see next. Do you want to see beast breathing or mist breathing? And hopefully you enjoyed this video.